So that's all I'm looking for is possible reversals at each one of the diamonds. And we'll see what happens at each one of these. Alright? Globex high, Globex low, and the first 15 minutes. Now it is possible that that we do see a failure to break the low here, as we are hitting off of this Aqua 15-minute zone on the RTH. It's totally possible that we could see a little bounce here. And technically speaking, we already have, but it just wasn't very big. You know, want to see it a little bit bigger than that. If we're really going to continue on up to the upside, which it's very possible that we may. Alright. We also know that we have yesterday's close. The close of yesterday just tends to be very important for me. So I'm going to mark this on this chart, and it's going to draw on all my other charts. Okay. And actually there's an indicator that will start drawing this thing here at the beginning of the day, I believe. I think I still have it on. Yeah, you see that little dotted line there? It'll start plotting where that level is. Okay. So what that level's telling me is that this is yesterday's close, obviously. And because it's yesterday's close, a lot of times there's a reversal there too. So put a little dot right there. Okay, now wherever I put a dot, this is a general area type of idea. So we actually have a dot in at the top part of that 15-minute zone, a dot in this 15-minute zone, a dot at the Globex low right now, and a dot down here at this 15-minute level. So those are the areas that I'm going to be looking for reversals. If it's not in one of those areas, then I'm not going to look to reverse. Okay, and I only want to take trend following trades. I hope that makes sense to everybody. And then I can push that chart aside. Okay. Now over here in the charts that we see here, and actually let me make sure that I need to send out the link to the room to a couple more people here. I'm also going to pop up a ES chart, just because I know probably some of you guys here are ES traders, right? Anybody here like the ES? Okay, so this is kind of how I'm going to build this chart here. I have some bars. I'm going to apply the APA zones. I'm going to put the APA zones methodologies on here. APA zone MTF. I'm going to use a 15-minute, and I'm going to use another one on the 3 minutes, and strength of 5 there. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Oh, I'm also going to put in my Globex level, and let's do time of day too. Alright, so now the ES chart's set up, and we can see the different signals that we've had here over time. Yeah, I like that. I'm just watching the ES. Today I don't normally look at it per se, but it's just what I normally, I'm sorry, it's just something that I'm going to put on there today just for the sake of demonstration purposes. Alright. So this is kind of how I build my context throughout the day, and I hope it makes sense. I also do the same thing that I just did to the to the YM that I just did to the CL. So I'll come in here and I'll mark my close of yesterday. Looks like YM's getting pretty range bound, just based on the price movement from yesterday. You can see what I mean over here on this chart really nicely. You see how we've been kind of bouncing back and forth here. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Alright, so again, this blue line here is yesterday's close. And I'm looking to put a diamond there, as well as at the Globex levels. So I don't have the Globex levels applied to this chart. Okay, there's the Globex high, there's the Globex low. Want to be aware of those three levels for reversal, as well as possibly this 15-minute zone right there. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do on that. and we're good to go. So we have about 10 minutes until open here on CL. Technically, I start about 5 minutes before the market opens as part of the at a time type of perspective. It starts 5 minutes before the hour and 5 minutes after the hour is what I'm looking for. So we'll see how that goes here. I'm just going to put one little other indicator here just for the range bars. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Dave. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, fabulous.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, happy to be here.
Good deal. Good deal. Alright, so let's see what we have here at the open. We failed that we just double bottomed on this zone down here where the Globex low is, so kind of interested to see what maybe the retest of some of these previous highs was over here, or what they'll look like. I'm thinking that we might get a little resistance off of where that these green triangles are. It's a previous low, so thinking that the previous low will come in as a little bit of resistance here. We'll see how that goes. Now, what this other little indicator is telling us is on the range bars what the high of this plot will be, or of this bar will be, and what the low will be. So basically when it opens, it can give you a good estimate as to where your candle's going to close. Okay, crude oil is about to open here. So let's see what happens to this. Technically, we've kind of been in a downtrend here on CL, so for the past few hours in the Globex, so let's see what happens there. That trend line looks a whole lot better on my 1 minute than it does on this particular 6 range chart. I also like to use trend lines quite a bit too. Joe, were you going to say something?
No, just observing. Actually, I was gonna comment that I'm just now rediscovering the minute charts, and you're moving away from it.
I have the minute chart open right over here, so it's
Gotcha.
it's big. You know, it's big. You know, so but yeah, I'm definitely looking at it.
Okay.
I'm looking at these range bars just more as observations of the new APA methodology software, to be real honest with you. I may turn it off next week too, you know, and go back to minute charts everywhere.
Are you seeing any kind of edge thus far with regard to range versus anything else, tick or minute?
Your stop is more equalized, you know, on a range bar than it is on a minute bar. So if it's more equalized, that means, you know that you're going in with roughly on like a 6 range, you know, you're looking at roughly 12 to 15 ticks or whatever it may be on here, and depending on slippage and whatnot. So whereas on the minute base, you know, I can go up to 20 real easily.
Gotcha. I understand now. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Uh-huh.
Alright, so it's coming up to this trend line here. See what happens. Yeah, so I like to keep the ruler tool handy just to measure out risk. So I usually draw like 12 ticks is kind of my normal stop, if you will. So I just want to keep that handy as I'm moving it around, looking at potential risk and whatnot on any particular trade.
Mm-hmm. This is an area I struggle with. For whatever reason, I don't know, mine a little too tightly or something, whereby I'm not comfortable with 12 tick. But as a result, I ended up, getting stopped out much sooner, only to have the trade resume in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
in the right direction.
Actually, I'm not sure that I'd really draw it there, but that's just where price currently is. So I'm just kind of interested because on my 1 minute, this is a trend line touch right here, which is a little bit prettier than what it looks like here on this range chart. Right, so it went through that trend line there. And I would say that this is the opening range now too. Is from about right there all the way down to there. So we'll see what happens from that point on. And because it's also beating that trend line, I'm trying to see if there isn't a trend line to the upside that we can draw here on this bad boy. But, it's kind of like that, maybe.
I just got stopped out of that trade. I was anticipating it failing. That was only the third touch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it could have failed, very easily. I was watching that too.
This 40 level is pretty significant. Looking to the left, I have it as the midpoint of the 1 hour opening range of the prior day, and it's got 30 touches.
Wow.
More, 40.
It's a lot.
On a 5-minute. Looks like it's trying to fail it here. Lower lows, lower highs, if I'm reading that correctly.
I mean, it could be a pretty sideways day today, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that 5-minute opening range is pretty narrow.
Mm-hmm.
And my 15 is kind of in conflict with my, my 5 is in conflict with my 15, so I don't know what to make of that. Stay out?
Yeah, pretty much right now. There's really nothing to have here. Let's see if it breaks this zone here. Kind of interested to see what will happen. But I'm kind of just looking at an uptrend here on a 1 minute, but it's kind of hard to draw on the tick chart. Well, there's a failure to break the high. So now I like to see the retest of like the 20 level and see what happens there. And pretty much just this Globex low level. You just got a little signal here on this 6 range, meaning that this zone has bounced, or prices bounced off of this aqua zone, and looks like we're coming back down.
Mm-hmm. I might take this short.
Alright, well, I just got my T1 after getting filled a little bit lower than what I like to have. So I got in at 34.
Ooh, nice play. I don't know.
Now the reason why I got into this short was because you notice that our bars are starting to print green here, and I felt like it was touching that level, and maybe the downtrend may still be in play, but we'll see. So then I'm going to take a T2. I need to take it right down here, to be honest with you. So about 20 ticks, we're looking for T2 and T3. And then the T3 will be a 100 tick move, if it happens.
Can I make a quick observation?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday's price action on a daily chart printed a pretty medium-sized candle on lower volume. You know, I think I've mentioned I'm trying to get my head around this volume and not really sure it's possible. But I wonder if that could be. I think that's a sign of exhaustion, possibly.
When medium-sized volume comes in on a large candle,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either. Only time will tell. Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. And we
I
will
also think
have.
we're kind of right for a pullback, though. We've had just it's moved. $650 ticks over 7 days.
Up and down, or just up?
No, just up. Just up.
Yeah, it's definitely been a mover over the past several days. I feel you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember us looking at that daily chart. It looks like it's up in that daily supply zone.
Right.
So are we going to get a reaction to the downside here or not, you know? Or how deep is it going to be? All right, T2 just got hit.
Nice.
And
All right, I'll stop talking about these longer time frames. I don't think it does us any good. Probably boring the hell out of everyone else anyway.
Yeah. Probably, you know, us traders talking about bigger time frame moves and whatnot.
All right, heck, I can't even. It's challenging enough for me to predict the next second.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind the next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to keep everything in perspective, right? Alright, so looks like we're retesting this bottom pretty good. Let's see if we break it or not.
I'm seeing something at 9.5, 9.795.
9795.
I'm usually wrong about these things. I'm high on coffee. I've had about 4 cups already. So it's hard for me to keep my mouth shut at this point.
That's why I love you. At least you're honest about it, you know?
Freaking wire up here.
That's good stuff.
I am green on this. I'm going to go ahead and take this off.
Hey, John. I saw you come in here.
Rawr.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Good. I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Got in a little bit and yeah. I was fiddling with some stuff, but that was a good short.
Well, so far so good, but we'll see. Yeah, this may be it right here, you know? It may reverse up to the upside and then...
I mean, let's just say if I wanted to go long, I would want it to, be below 98. I don't know if I'd want to be here, but, you never know what it's going to do. It's ranged today, and, yeah. Short at the top, long at the bottom of it.
I just got a long signal on my 1 minute.
Yeah.
The hammer candle, doji, and then engulf.
But that's, for me, that I don't like that at all. I want to watch. I would need this third candle this candle that's forming right now to have a nice bull body, because like I said, this is kind of what I was talking about yesterday. That's like a trap type of engulfing.
Yeah, very well, maybe. Yeah. Because I kind of feel like the downtrend is still intact from the Globex session. But I don't care because no matter what, I'm ready to stop after this trade. I've already had a decent day, you know. Alright, so it's coming into our time for the normal markets to open here. So let's see what happens. Went right up through that little line that I had drawn on ES. Oh, there we go. On crude. Sorry, I get excited when my tone gets bigger green. And we have a major breakthrough of like the range. It makes it feel really good. Alright, coming into the bottom of the hour, can kind of see where we are on these different marks. Man, that looks weird. That's better. ES is really consolidated here, but it's going to open up right next to that trend line. So that should be interesting. If we look at the 15-minute candles here on CL, you can kind of see what I'm looking at here as far as we were inside the big zone. Globex, or I'm sorry, the gap fill or in gap closure, because this is the close of yesterday, would have been up here, and we just didn't really get up there. We touched kind of the open of that 15-minute candle, and that's really where we got the drop from. So now we're into the next 15-minute zone on the RTH chart. Alright, I have a little 1 minute zone at 89, so I feel like we're kind of getting some retracement here off that 1 minute zone. But I definitely want to see it break and at least get down to where this diamond is, you know. And get closer to where that diamond is. Alright, so I feel like YM is respecting the trend line. ES looks like it's doing a good bounce off of this zone, and it may respect the trend line. Went through it a little bit, but that could just be a graphics thing in between like a minute chart and a range chart. Now, I'm going to be looking to lock in here probably at like 25-ish on my runner. I want to give it a lot of room to move, but yet at the same time I don't want to give it all back. So, and at 25, well, 25 is a little bit high actually. I would say 22-ish. I really see the last. Well, here, let me show you over here on my chart. Maybe this will help with the ideas of price action that we're trying to get into a little bit. Okay, so you see where this like little green candle is amongst the red. So I just want to lock in just above that point as I stair step this thing down. I would love to run it until 7 o'clock, but who knows if I will be able to. And I feel like if I lock in right around in this area, it gives price a good opportunity to come back into these like dojis, find resistance, and come back down. Also, it gives the opportunity of a bounce off that Globex low level and then come back down. So that's what I'm looking for. Yes, Jim, I pretty much just trade the CO. Alright, so nothing's going on here as far as a real direction on YM. I felt like that thing should have already touched this zone and retested the high. Oh, got a little signal right there. And that candle's closed. And kind of hoping to see a little up signal form here on ES as well. And there's the signal for that bad boy. And technically on ES, if you got in at this price here, that wouldn't be bad at all. You can take your 3 ticks and opposite zone up here, and maybe all the way up to the Globex level. Let's see what happens on it. Just got a short signal there on YM2. That's why I think it's important to play the range, because if you're getting signals like this, scalp and play your range. Oh, it's retesting the very bottom of that zone there, so maybe that wasn't the best long signal. Just out of curiosity, you're looking at a 1.25, so 1.5 to get on the other side of the zone there. See where that little green bar is amongst the red bars? I feel like that's a little bit of resistance that we've come and hit. And I want to see a retest of the low a little bit better right now, but time will tell. Yeah, so that ES trade definitely did not work out there. I shouldn't even say ES trade. It's just a setup that it gave us. I do like taking levels off of like the Globex a whole lot more. And failures to break the high, those are usually awesome trades too. I had a failure to break the high there, failure to break the high here. See what happens at Globex low. I'm not even gonna consider this zone right now. Even though it's an aqua zone here, it's a 4 range chart. Like, the zones by themselves don't necessarily hold any more value, but understanding like if you're failing to break the high or failing to break the low, that helps out a whole lot. And I'm going into about 30 minutes, so I'm locking in down here at 22 now, and we're going to see what happens from here on out. And just so that you can follow along with me here. Let's put our 15-minute zones on the ES just to give us some context here. There's where the 15-minute zone is. It's already had one bounce on it. You can see where the 15-minute zone actually started to draw over here. This is our MTF. So that was our first bounce right there. And that's all we can really bank on, you know. If this is okay risk to reward for you to take this first bounce and take something off of it, then that's great. If not, that's fine too. But yeah. See what this Globex low / bottom of the 15-minute level looks down here. If we get 2 bars that surpass the high of this red bar right here, we will get a signal to the long side. So if this really does close at that price, then you would be able to get long at that point. According to where these signals are printing and how they're reacting to the zones and all that good stuff. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. And as always, you know, this room is for training only. Won't give any live trades or setups. I will talk about support and resistance zones, so and time of day, obviously, trend lines. But technically, I only share trades after I either get stopped out or I get my target. So it's just the way that I kind of play things. And I can tell you why I entered and what all went into the decision and all that stuff after the fact. And it's really, once you know how I enter my trades, like, you won't be surprised at all why I'm doing what I'm doing. But yeah, it's just very logical, very systematic, same type of thing every single time. The only discretion I feel in the whole system is how you define the trend. Which can bring in a lot of discretion. Alright, so we're testing what I feel is the Globex low here. And we'll see if we don't get a bounce, because a lot of times support becomes resistance and flip-flops. So in this case, it is support becoming resistance. So we'll see what happens. We are hitting the first 15 minutes of this day. Okay. So at the first 15 minutes, a lot of times there's a retracement, or there's like an extension to test a level, and then it reverses, which is kind of what I felt was going on there on CL. And when my candle formation popped up as engulfing to the downside, I took it short. So I kind of feel like price is stalling out here at the Globex low. So I'm kind of curious as to see if we get the proper price action for downwards play or not in continuation of the trend. Technically, I'm going to say that, yep, Maybe that was just a tiny retracement on ES. ES is so small, it's just so hard to read. Looks like YM felt the same way. Just a little retracement at that first 15 minutes. Just really, really tiny. It's really hard to see it on the range chart. Okay, so you see all my little reversal points that I here had drawn with these diamonds on YM. Well, it's kind of interesting that I had a diamond right there. But anyway, I would say that all those have been gone through, so now we need to thank trend follow for the most part. But everybody sees the trend to the downside, so the question is, how hard is it going to be to jump into this thing if you were looking to get short on YM or ES? Alright, it's almost ready to retest the new zone here on CL that was just formed. See if CL will continue into the downtrend. Daryl, weren't you saying about something along the lines of some level like 89 or something like that was pretty important to you, or something like that?
That's correct. I've got 3 points of confluence at 90. It's the VPOC of the prior day. It's the 618 extension on the 1 hour opening range of the prior day, obviously. And it's also another FIP extension, 1618, from the most recent, well, the high created at the Globex high at 1900 hours Eastern Standard Time.
I have it as a zone on the 1 minute time frame. That's the top
Right.
one.
Yeah, I did observe that. Yeah.
So I'll give you some credence there too. So and obviously it touched off of it, and we got our single bar in golf, you know, and yeah. But
I'm just
now,
looking for those points of confluence. Whenever I see, 3 or more, then that builds my confidence, in the trade. Of course now it's not bouncing as I would have anticipated. Ordinarily those 3 areas combined should create more support. So now I think it's probably going to go through it as a result of it not getting a significant bounce.
yeah, it could, it definitely could, but we'll wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
On the 15-minute bar, which I love watching my 15-minute bars, we have just formed a new hammer here on this candle. So looking at price action and understanding that, it's reloading in the bottom of this thing, So how far could it stop here? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you really want to wait and make sure that it's going to stop here before you jump on.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm not participating at this moment. Just too many things in conflict. Really, some large buying tails still, however, on the 15-minute and also the 5, which is kind of a cause for pause for me. But it also failed to put in a lower relative low on the 15-minute.
Well, we'll see what it does here in a couple minutes. I believe we have news today, don't we?
10:30 inventory.
Inventories. Something else to consider is, where are my big 60-minute zones? And if we take this and look at the big 60 minutes. Let's do this intelligence style. I hate reloading while I'm in a trade, but sometimes I do it anyway. Okay. Wow, that's a big 60-minute demand. That is really big. Down there at 97.72 is the bottom of it. So we have it from there to there. And this is kind of cool because I can show the active zones, and you can start to see like some of the fractal nature that forms here. So at the bottom you have like a purple zone, and you have an aqua zone a little bit above that on the 1 minute, and so on and so forth. Um, so it's kind of cool how that works. Okay, coming back up to the Globex high again.
Almost feels like we could lift a little bit here. I don't know.
It's coming to the top of the hour too. You can see our bars just started to paint.
Maybe it's waiting on this report.
Okay, I feel like YM is kind of respecting that zone that was just put in play. See all that consolidation over there on the right? Or excuse me, on the left. So let's see if we get a retest of the low here. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. So I'm down at 20 now for my stop. We actually just got a up signal in the 6th range here. There's another down signal on YM. Is anybody else doing anything today as far as trading goes? I feel kind of bored because I'm just watching I'm just watching other markets. I'm not even watching my own trade. Roberts, the YM chart. Yes, it is. This is the APA methods, which I'm putting into TradeStation here. I started yesterday putting it in, but it's called APA methods, and it's basically drawing price action confirmations of the zones on the 4-range chart. Okay. So as we release the new update for APA Zones 4, we're also coming out with APA Zones methods, or methodologies is actually what it's called, and it just gives us these little every time we get a double bar or a single bar in golf, in this case on the 4 range, if we get a double bar in golf, it gives us a little signal once price action has basically confirmed a zone. Okay, and the little line is drawn at the open of the bar there. So it's what I like to use for my particular style of entry and confirming the zone, and that's what it looks like. So you did get a short coming into the morning session, just a little bit before, as well as another short signal as it failed to break that high. Yeah, there was a long signal in there, which we did point out together, but technically you have to respond to the zones too, so you could have done a little scalp, but you really didn't have a whole lot of room there. That one was just a bad long signal. I guess is all you could say about that. But looks like the others are working out here. To be kind of honest with you here, like I feel like this one may have been a little bit with the trend, but because we beat the trend line that I had drawn by several ticks, I don't know that I really feel that one as much, And so when it comes up there to retest the high and fails to break the high, then it's pretty cool to take it to the short side. If that makes sense. Oh yeah, you can do range charts on TradeStation. Okay, so I've run this thing for about 45 minutes. We're at the top of the hour, as I like to call it. So I'm going to lock in down here just above Globex high, or excuse me, Globex low. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done range charts on TS, but it's something weird. It's like 1-4 or something like that, if I remember correctly. Hey John, are you doing anything? Oh, maybe John's not here. Hey, Jose, you got short at 31. Nice job. Way to go. Tell me that you're still in it. And I hope you took off maybe a target at the range, at least. And let that run down for 50 ticks or so. Um,
What's up, Gabe? You still short?
yeah. I was wondering if you got short at the top of the hour.
I did.
Good job, buddy.
My second, and so Wednesdays I kind of do a little different since I've been I've tennis at 9:30 a lot, so like I try to almost be done before then, and yeah, if I have a runner, maybe I'll let it go into inventories and my dad will handle it, but I did and I'll post it. I did a short at like 8:28, 6:28 your time, right when it broke that Globex low. I got short at 98.11, and just did 2 targets. Got the majority. Got here. Let me just take a picture of it. It'll be easier. But I scalped about 50 ticks on first trade, and then yeah, just got short at 98.03 and hit yeah, got 11 ticks off the T1, and I'm still I'm in the last runner, but I got over 100 ticks locked in on the day.
Nice. Very nice.
Just easy.
I don't have 100 ticks, well, locked in or in profit right now, but good job, brother.
Yeah. I just knew, I knew the nature of what was going down. I knew it was just, consolidation going on after that spike to the downside that you got in.
Mm-hmm.
At what, 98.34?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one. This app, yeah, I gotta go play tennis a little bit, but I'm looking forward to coming back and playing with this app mythologies.
Most impressive, John. Most impressive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Here, I'll post it. Just kind of, if you know what's...
You're letting your dad manage your trades now?
Sometimes, and it's only if I have another runner, and I also kind of know that he's kind of squeamish, and he'll won't just let it marinate like I do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you gotta let him marinate.
You got to. You gotta let that sucker cook in the crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 hours later, you got a pot roast ready, and the whole house smells like pot roast, and boom, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me actually.
So this is where one of my diamonds are on CL, and you can see where it is right there. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen down here. I think it's probably like a 15-minute zone of
What
some sort.
are your diamonds hand drawn, or are they
Yeah,
being plotted by something?
they're hand drawn.
And what, they're just like areas of interest, or they're
Yeah, areas of potential a reversal.
yeah, no, yeah.
Because if I mark out my my zones ahead of time, it just feels like it works better, you know, like where I'm
Yeah.
looking at reversal. So this is the bottom of the 60-minute zone, and it's also where a 15-minute zone overlap it at 75 down to 68. So
Yep, that was from yesterday, the long that you got. That was basically the it was a Globex level. That was the origin of you know, the 100 tick spike to the upside.
yeah,
I don't need to screenshot that. And yeah, you got it yesterday for a
yeah, I got a nice little runner, kind of
yeah,
late in the day.
it was a nice trade. You waited, yeah, you wait for the retest. Well, you didn't get in as early as you wanted to, but
Yeah, I know.
you saw what was going on. That's kind of how. Here I just screenshot. Let me post it. The first trade I made. I mean, ideally, I would have liked to get short where you got it, but I kind of, I knew what was happening, and I knew that, yeah, there was an engulfing signal there, but that's a trap. That's a trap signal. That's, I used to be the sucker that was buying long on that type of thing. Let me post it.
I love how you talk sometimes, John. Yeah, I did that right there.
Yeah, used to do that. It's pretty simple. That's a dumb thing to do. See, now it's consolidating again, and I was hoping that it might just generally it ranges into inventories, but I still think there's down spike potential from here. Before inventories, or it might just be real rangy and pump a little lower and hold above 68. I posted on there 2 trades.
Let's go over to the 15-minute bars, because 15-minute bars are good to watch.
Yep.
Alright, so nothing above that that hammer candle that we saw there, which is real close to the Globex high, which is that really where Globex, holy cow, that's really something. Globex high is at Globex low is at 88.11, and the top of the zone is at 88.10. So just really interesting how close that level is. So that's where my stop is. I have my stop just one tick above that, and we have a 15-minute RTH right here, which is where yesterday's low was. I would love to see this thing break.
Yeah, there's a gap. See magnets. There's a gap. Yeah, there's a gap that needs to be closed down at 97.37. But you can tell by that purple, and if you drew broad channel lines on your 15-minute, it's in a broad upward channel, and the bottom of that coincides with that zone and where that open gap is. And ooh, come on, spike down there. But then there's a open gap still up at 98 whatever. So yeah, maybe coming into the inventories, it's able to close the gap real quickly, play, get support at the bottom of this broad range, and then the way that if there's enough buying pressure, which could come out of inventories, it would not be very hard for it to, shoot on back up there. But
I really hope inventories accelerates this move now that we've busted through that the bottom of that zone and whatnot, and the bottom of that 15-minute level. So if inventories can complete the exponential move, I think it'll be a really good thing.
yeah.
That's what I'm banking on right now.
Well, I guess on both the trades, I didn't technically have zones there, but I knew what was going on, and none of them were over 10 ticks of risk.
That's nice.
Just gave good signals and had good context.
I'm looking for a retest of this high right up here, this triple high.
Yeah, but this is kind of, this is a little dangerous. Well, this is not exactly what we want to see, because even though it broke that 115-minute, you got some strong buying pressure. Like, it wasn't a 2-bar engulf, but that's like a very nice 2-bar reversal signal that happened on a 1 minute. So, yeah, you're hoping that this holds. But, the thing is, in this down move that's happened, there hasn't really been any significant, bouts of buying pressure, which is a good sign. This is like, those were the strongest 2 bull bars painted in a row that I've seen for the whole morning.
Yeah, it really is.
Because in that channel, the channel that was going on from 6:30 to 7 year time, that's just consolidation. That's all that is, and you can just tell by a lot of even though you get a lot of multiple green bars on several of them, they're overlappy. They have wick on the top of it. You need separation for it to be something that you want to actually have conviction into. Or, where's your T3 at, Gabe?
Down here at 97.34.
Oh, ambitious. Ambition. Because I'm gonna have to get ready to wander off, and I need to have it at a good spot. I'm locked in at 97.91, keeping it tight, going into inventories.
Yeah, I just don't want it to spike and knock out
No.
and then continues the move,
Yeah, well, then it gets me. But that's why you only do it with one contract.
That's right.
That's why you only ever have one contract, or just one lot going into inventories.
Alright, I just got back. So it looks like we had a failure to break the low here at like the low of 73. Coming into inventories here in a few minutes, so I'm still going to hang tight at 11, see what happens. Or excuse me, 12. Okay, so I'm going to pop up John's trades because he has some different charts here. So he got short here off of that consolidation and was able to take that short. So 11 and 7 it looks like he got. And then he also took this one short at the, notice that both of them was, this one was at 6:30, this one was at 7, or excuse me, 7 Pacific time, 6:30 Pacific time. So kind of interesting. And I know this just because I know where the green bar plots, or the green stuff plots over here. Crude oil inventories are coming out here in just a couple minutes, so we'll see if it's a winner chicken dinner or not. Alright, since it's kind of loading up here at the top of the hour, or I'm sorry, at the bottom of the hour, and crude oil inventories are coming out here in just a couple moments, I'm hoping that we're going to see an acceleration from this area of consolidation down. That's what I'm hoping for. Alright, well, looks like I did some craziness there. I'm still in. Oh, not anymore. Alright, I'm going to post this little summary of what's happened for me personally. And, sometimes that's what happens during crude oil. So that's the way it goes. So guys, I am done trading for today. You've kind of seen how I like to do stuff, and hopefully have gotten a good taste of the software here over the past 2.5 hours. But kind of reading my thoughts as looking at these potential setups and whatnot. So hope it all makes sense, and hope that that if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to give me a buzz. But I'm going to be saying adieu and be taking off for the rest of the day here. Okay? So thanks so much, everybody, for coming out to the webinar today. And let me throw up the little thing here. If you guys are looking at APAZones for possible purchase and you want to do a trial month, please click on the APAZones products link, and this link stays open until about 12 o'clock tonight. Okay? And you can do a 1-month paid trial, or you can also purchase under APA product comparison and then clicking on whichever product you think that you would like to have. Or if you want to give me a buzz, please feel free to do so. Be more than happy to talk with anybody about more details or what they would like to see if you guys haven't seen that already. So thanks so much for joining me today, and we will catch you later. Oh, if you guys are a zone trader and would like to join the APA pub room, please look me up through one of my contact methods here. If you're familiar with zones and zone trading, we do the APA pub room, not associated with the current subscription or current membership models. So it is kind of a free community in that way. And if you want to join us every day or when we have it, it won't be run every single day just because I don't need another day job. So I like to trade for a living, and I don't feel like if I don't want to host something, or if somebody else wants to host it or something like that, or nobody wants to host it, then it just doesn't get open. So I don't really want to tie it to any part of the membership there. So, but if you'd like to join the APA Pub daily, you are more than welcome to. And just look me up on Skype, or send me your email, or send me or send me a phone call. Like call me up. Any way will work, and we'll make sure you get on the list. So, hope everybody has a great time, and just hope that you've seen what you were looking for here today. So